Good morning, everyone. My name is Angela Warren, and I'm the Director of Faith Development for UU Amherst. Our Time for All Ages today is a story of imagination, collaboration, and creativity. Has anyone ever said to you, "Do you think you could use this for something?" Have you ever held on to objects thinking, "Someday I'm going to do something with this, these, those, or that"? Well, I know I have. Seashells, glass jars, paper towel and toilet paper tubes, beach glass, bricks that no longer have a home, magazines that are 20 years old windows perhaps. Part of this hanging on to objects is that I just don't want to throw everything into the landfill. I want to be a responsible member of the Earth community, just as you do. Remember how we learned the difference between recycling and wish cycling from our members Devin Southall and Emma Whitney 2 winters ago? This holding on to objects, especially when they can't actually be recycled, could be seen as an extended form of wish cycling. We don't throw it away and wish for the time or the idea or both to emerge so that we can make something out of it, whatever it is. Because we know the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, but we just don't know what the whole is yet. Maria Kondo or the Swedish death cleaners would not approve, but we just can't help it. Many of you are aware of, and many have participated in our all-church, all-faith development activities over the last 2 church years. There's been quite an assortment, but I have to say that the activity we engaged in yesterday had the most interesting origin of all. It began with the FD team and I considering what to put into the activity baskets that would be delivered the week before Easter Sunday this year. Should we just keep it simple and color eggs? Should we share farm eggs from chickens with names? Paper flowers from tissue and pipe cleaners? Cookies or candies? Sprout making kits? Of course there should be an Easter treat, but not too much. Everyone gets too much candy anyway. And then I received a phone call from our dear friend Jackie Babka. "Angela, I have a few dozen empty glass yogurt jars. Do you think that you could use them for faith development?" And again, They weren't much by themselves except a container to collect change or paper clips and safety pins. But I started to wonder, and wondered out loud during the conversation. Could I decorate the outside of the jar by adhering some of the family sea glass collection to it? Could they be candle holders? Would they stick with hot glue and have the glue withstand the heat of the flame? We hung up, and later on that evening while watching TV, I gathered the supplies and tried it out. It worked. But then, it was just a candle holder. It needed to be more meaningful. What if we added some mismatched saucers? Another jar as a pedestal. Wow, that candle holder could morph into a chalice, the symbol of Unitarian Universalism. I called Jackie back to accept the offer, saving the jars from collecting dust or nuts and bolts and paper clips. What other elements should we add to the basket? A treat packaged by member Suzanne Christ. An egg coloring kit. Then an email came from a new friend of our church, Itzel Orduna, who told me of her super-producing backyard chickens. She asked if their eggs would be an appropriate donation to the Amherst Little Free Pantry. My reply was that generally the pantry does not accept perishable goods, but that it just so happened I could add some fresh hard-boiled eggs to each activity basket. Although belated due to unforeseen circumstances, our adventure and creativity took place yesterday on Zoom, with 15 families and individuals from this congregation participating. We morphed 2 glass cups, some mismatched saucers, and found objects from the land and the sea into objects of creativity and purpose, objects that symbolize our Unitarian Universalist faith, our sacred relationship to the earth, and to one another. Many thanks to all the participants and to those who inspired the creation. And thanks to Marlena Rice, Lorraine Marcus, and Marge Marcille for delivering the supplies to others. We are both the legacy and the future of this place called UU Amherst. Let this be the chalice of our continued creativity and imagination. We are creative, active people who tell stories and forge friendships, encourage imagination and generosity. How fortunate we are to engage with this beloved community. Let the flame of our chalice always burn brightly.